The Tanalpahwali, the sacred calendar, is the first one you encounter. Imagine a cycle of 260 days, formed by the permutation of 20-day signs like crocodile, wind, house, lizard, serpent, death, deer, rabbit, water, dog, monkey, grass, reed, jaguar, eagle, vulture, movement, flint knife, rain, and flower with 13 numbers 1 to 13. So you'd have 1 crocodile, then 2 wind, 3 house, and so on. Until you reach 13 reed, then it loops back, but the numbers keep advancing. So the next day is royal jaguar, then 2-thon eagle, and so on, until all 260 unique combinations are exhausted. You can almost feel the intricate dance of these symbols and numbers, each day possessing a unique character, a specific divine influence. This wasn't a calendar for planting crops. It was a calendar for understanding your fate, for guiding your rituals, and for interpreting the will of the gods. It's like a cosmic horoscope, updated daily, telling you if today is a good day to start a war or just stay in bed. Hey guys, tonight we're stepping back in time, not to a quiet, sleepy era, but to a world pulsating with cosmic dread and an almost unbelievable obsession with time itself. We're diving into the heart of the Aztec Empire, a civilization that lived every single day on the edge of a cosmic cliff, convinced that the very sun in the sky could blink out at any moment. Imagine waking up each morning, not just wondering what's for breakfast, but whether the entire universe is going to collapse before lunchtime. You're about to experience that kind of pressure, a world where every ritual, every sacrifice, every beat of a drum was a desperate plea to keep the cosmos from unraveling. You might not survive the sheer anxiety, let alone the actual rituals, but hey, at least you'd be well informed about why the world ended. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And if you're listening, drop your location and local time in the comments. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You find yourself standing in the bustling heart of Tenochtitlan, the magnificent capital of the Aztec Empire. Built on an island in the middle of Lake Texcoco, the air is thick with the scent of copal incense, the murmur of thousands of voices, and the distant rhythmic throb of drums from the great temple. But beneath the vibrant surface of this thriving city, a pervasive existential fear hums like a low, constant vibration. This isn't just about daily worries, it's about the very fabric of reality, and the terrifying possibility that it could unravel at any moment. You stand at the foot of the Templo Mayor, observing the procession of priests and victims. This is the common historical fact that is often the most shocking aspect of Aztec culture. Human sacrifice was a central and recurring element of Aztec religious practice, believed to be essential for nourishing the gods, particularly Huitzilopochtli, the sun god, and thereby ensuring the continuation of the cosmos and the fertility of the earth. You can almost feel the weight of this belief, the immense pressure to provide this ultimate offering, knowing that the very existence of the world depended on it. It's like being asked to pay the universe's electric bill. And the currency is, well, you. No wonder they were so serious about it. You look up at the sky, a brilliant blue above the towering pyramids. And you understand that for the Aztecs, the sun wasn't just a distant star. It was a living, breathing deity. Huitzilopochtli, the god of war and the sun, who battled the forces of darkness every single night to rise again in the morning. And this daily struggle, you realize, was not guaranteed. The cosmos, in the Aztec worldview, was a fragile, dynamic system, constantly on the brink of collapse. This is the common historical fact that underpins their entire civilization. The Aztecs believed the world had been created and destroyed 4 times before, each era ruled by a different sun, and they were living under the 5th sun, an age destined to end in cataclysm unless constantly appeased and sustained by human effort. And here's a lesser-known detail that provides a crucial insight into the Aztec mindset. Regarding sacrifice, victims were often treated with immense respect and reverence in the days or even weeks leading up to their sacrifice. Sometimes dressed in elaborate costumes, given fine food, and even worshipped as living embodiments of the deities they were destined to become. For example, The youth chosen for the annual sacrifice to Tezcatlipoca, the smoking mirror god, was treated as a living god for an entire year, learning to play the flute, receiving honors, and being attended by beautiful women. On the day of his sacrifice, he would willingly ascend the temple steps, breaking his flutes as he went, a symbolic shedding of his mortal coil before his ultimate transformation. Imagine being treated like royalty, knowing your ultimate fate, and accepting it as a sacred duty. It wasn't just about taking a life, it was about a profound, albeit terrifying, spiritual communion, a transformation from human to divine sustenance. You'd probably be thinking, well, at least I get a year of luxury before, Imagine the weight of that belief. Every sunrise wasn't just a new day, it was a victory, a reprieve, a testament to their efforts. Every sunset brought with it the terrifying possibility that the sun might not return. You can almost feel the collective breath held across the city as dawn approached. The silent prayers, the desperate hope that the cosmic engine would churn once more. It's like living with a ticking time bomb. But instead of a clock, it's the sun. And instead of a bomb, it's the entire universe. No wonder they were so busy. Who has time for hobbies when you're literally holding the world together? The pain, you realize, wasn't just the physical agony of the sacrifice itself. It was the profound psychological and spiritual burden on the entire society. The priests, the warriors who captured the victims, the families of the sacrificed, and the populace who witnessed these events all carried the weight of this cosmic responsibility. The act was terrifying, yes, but it was also imbued with deep meaning, a collective act of faith and desperation. You can almost feel the somber reverence, the desperate hope that this ultimate offering would be enough to appease the hungry gods and secure another day, another year, another 52-year cycle. And here's a lesser-known detail that truly emphasizes the depth of this cosmic anxiety, the Aztec concept of teotl. This wasn't just a word for god or divinity. Teotl was a fundamental, dynamic, and often terrifying sacred energy that permeated everything in the universe, from the gods themselves to mountains, plants, and even human actions. This energy was constantly in flux, capable of both creation and destruction, and it was inherently unstable. You could almost feel it, a subtle vibration in the very stones beneath your feet, a sense of immense, volatile power just beneath the surface of reality. The Aztecs believed that if this teotl became unbalanced, if the flow of sacred energy was disrupted, the fifth sun would falter, leading to earthquakes, famine, and ultimately, the end of the world. So, every ritual, every prayer, every offering wasn't just about pleasing a deity. It was about actively managing and balancing this cosmic force, preventing the ultimate chaotic breakdown. It was less about asking for favors and more about being a cosmic plumber, constantly fixing leaks in the universe. Historians still debate the precise motivations behind the scale and frequency of Aztec human sacrifice. Was it primarily a theological imperative driven by a genuine cosmic dread, a tool for political control and intimidation of conquered peoples, or a combination of both, evolving over time? You can almost hear the academic arguments, scholars poring over Spanish chronicles, archaeological evidence of mass graves, and reinterpretations of Aztec codices. Was the sheer number of sacrifices a direct response to their profound fear of the fifth sun's collapse, a desperate attempt to keep the universe alive? Or was it a calculated display of power, designed to terrorize rebellious provinces and solidify the empire's dominance? The answer, you realize, is likely a complex and evolving interplay of spiritual belief, political strategy, and the grim realities of their worldview. You can imagine a heated debate between two experts, one emphasizing the religious text, the other pointing to the strategic implications of terror. The pain, you realize, was not just physical in their rituals, it was the constant, gnawing anxiety of living in a universe that could, at any moment, decide it was done with you. The fear of cosmic collapse wasn't an abstract theological concept for the Aztecs. It was a palpable daily reality that shaped every aspect of their lives. You can almost hear the low hum of collective dread, the quiet desperation in their prayers, the fervent belief that their actions, and only their actions, could keep the world spinning. You ponder the theological framework that made such acts not just acceptable, but necessary. The Aztecs believed that the gods themselves had sacrificed their own blood and lives to create the current world. The sun, in particular, was seen as a divine warrior who expended his vital energy battling the forces of darkness each night. To sustain him, humanity had to reciprocate, offering the most precious thing they possessed, human life, specifically the precious water of the heart and blood. You understand that this was a cosmic debt, a sacred obligation, not a random act of violence. Historians still debate whether the Aztecs' emphasis on cosmic cycles and their fear of the fifth sun's collapse was primarily a theological construct designed to maintain social order and justify their empire's expansion, or a genuine, pervasive existential dread that deeply shaped daily life and motivated their elaborate ritual practices. You can almost hear the academic arguments echoing through university halls, scholars poring over ancient codices and archaeological findings. Was it a clever way for the ruling elite to control the populace, using fear to ensure compliance and participation in demanding rituals? Or was it a deeply ingrained, sincere belief that truly kept them awake at night, driving them to perform the arduous ceremonies they believed were essential for survival? The truth, you realize, is likely a complex blend of both, a powerful ideology that served both spiritual and political ends. You can imagine a heated debate between two experts, one pointing to the evidence of state control, the other emphasizing the profound spiritual sincerity of the Aztec people. Consider the different types of sacrifices and their calendrical connections. While the most dramatic sacrifices occurred during major festivals, smaller, more frequent offerings of blood, often from self-mutilation or animal sacrifices, were tied to specific day signs and monthly rituals. For instance, during the month of Tlacaxepehualisli, dedicated to the god Zaipe Totec, our Lord the Flayed One, captives were sacrificed and their skin flayed, worn by priests for 20 days, symbolizing agricultural renewal and the shedding of old skin for new growth. You can almost feel the chilling symbolism, the profound connection between human life, divine sustenance, and the cycles of nature. You ponder the daily implications of this worldview. Every natural phenomenon, every harvest, every illness, every victory or defeat in battle, was interpreted through the lens of cosmic balance. A drought wasn't just bad weather. It was a sign that the gods were displeased and that the teotl was out of whack, and that the end might be drawing nearer. You can almost feel the pressure to perform every ritual perfectly, to offer every sacrifice with precision, knowing that the fate of the world might literally rest on your shoulders. It's like being a stage manager for the universe, and the show must go on. Or else, the victims themselves were often captive warriors from conquered territories. This served a dual purpose. It provided the necessary offerings for the gods, and also instilled terror in their enemies, discouraging rebellion. You can almost hear the triumphant shouts of Aztec warriors returning with captives, knowing that these individuals would play a crucial role in maintaining the cosmic order. It was a grim cycle of warfare, capture, and ritual, all intertwined with their calendrical demands. Consider the role of the priests. They weren't just spiritual leaders, they were cosmic engineers, astronomers, and timekeepers, responsible for understanding the intricate cycles of the calendars and ensuring that the appropriate rituals were performed at the precise moment. You can almost see them, poring over complex hieroglyphic texts, their faces etched with the weight of their immense responsibility. Their schedules must have been absolutely brutal. Sorry, can't make it to your cousin's wedding. I've got a world-saving ritual that day. Again, you might even find a dark humor in the sheer cosmic bureaucracy of it all. Imagine an Aztec priest reviewing the monthly sacrifice quota. Okay, we're a bit behind on hearts for Huitzilopochtli this month, and Tlaloc is looking a bit thirsty. Someone needs to organize a small war, quickly. The practicalities of maintaining cosmic balance were a constant logistical challenge, the very structure of their society. You realize it was built around this cosmic anxiety? The military expansion, for instance, wasn't just about conquering new lands, it was about capturing sacrificial victims, providing the precious flowery water, blood, that was believed to nourish the sun and keep it strong. You can almost hear the war drums, the shouts of warriors, driven not just by ambition, but by the terrifying imperative to feed the hungry cosmos. It was a grim, yet utterly logical extension of their core belief system. The concept of Chalchihuatl, or precious water, was central to understanding the value of blood in their rituals. It wasn't just blood, it was life force, divine essence, the very energy that fueled the cosmos. Every drop offered was a direct contribution to the continuation of the world, a vital nutrient for the hungry gods. You can almost feel the sacred energy flowing from the offerings, sustaining the fragile balance of the universe. And the art. You look at the intricate carvings, the vibrant murals, the detailed codices. They are filled with images of gods, cosmic battles, and the cycles of creation and destruction. The famous Aztec sunstone, for instance, isn't just a calendar, it's a terrifying cosmic map, depicting the 4 previous suns in the face of Tonatiuh, the current sun god, demanding sustenance. You can almost feel the power emanating from these stone monuments, a constant reminder of their precarious existence. The role of the priest in these ceremonies was paramount. They were the intermediaries, the conduits through which human offerings reached the divine. Their knowledge of the calendars, their precise execution of rituals, and their unwavering devotion were crucial for the success of these cosmic transactions. You can almost see their solemn faces, their hands stained with pigment and blood, performing their sacred duty with unwavering focus. You might even find a lighthearted moment in the midst of this cosmic dread. Imagine an Aztec person trying to explain their life philosophy to a modern tourist. Yeah, so we're basically keeping the universe alive with our daily efforts. What's your job? Oh, you just sit at a desk. Must be nice, not having the weight of existence on your shoulders. It highlights the sheer difference in their daily concerns. As you reflect on the role of human sacrifice in the Aztec world, you understand that it was not a simple act of barbarism, but a deeply ingrained, complex, and terrifying response to their profound cosmic anxieties. It was the ultimate expression of their belief system, a desperate, continuous effort to maintain the delicate balance of a terrifyingly fragile universe. Every sacrifice, every drop of precious water, was a desperate plea to the gods to keep the 5th sun shining, a testament to the enduring human desire to impose order, to find meaning, and to survive in a vast, often terrifying universe. The concept of time itself was deeply cyclical for the Aztecs, not linear like our modern understanding. The past wasn't just gone, it was a living force that could repeat itself, bringing back both blessings and calamities. This cyclical view of time further fueled their obsession with calendars, as understanding the patterns of the past was crucial for navigating the uncertainties of the future. You can almost feel the echoes of previous ages reverberating through their present. You've confronted the harrowing reality of human sacrifice, understanding it not as mere barbarism, but as the ultimate desperate offering in the Aztec quest to sustain the 5th sun. Now, you're about to shift your gaze from the abstract cycles of time and the grim rituals to their most tangible, awe-inspiring manifestation, the Aztec Sunstone. This colossal monument isn't just a calendar, it's a terrifying cosmic map, a philosophical treatise, and a chilling reminder of their universe's precarious balance, all carved into a single magnificent disc. Every major event in their lives, from birth to death, from planting to harvest, was imbued with cosmic significance. The timing of rituals, the naming of children, the construction of temples, all were meticulously aligned with the intricate workings of their calendars, ensuring that human actions were in harmony with the divine will and the fragile cosmic order. You realize that their lives were a constant, elaborate dance with the universe, every step carefully choreographed to avoid disaster. Imagine the sheer scale of it. You stand before a stone disc, almost 12 feet in diameter and weighing nearly 25 tons, intricately carved with symbols that tell the story of creation, destruction, and the relentless march of time. Discovered buried in Mexico City in 1790, this monumental artifact, often mistakenly called the Aztec calendar stone, is far more than a simple time-telling device. It's a condensed universe, a frozen moment of cosmic dread and divine power. You can almost feel the weight of centuries of belief, the collective anxiety of a civilization etched into its very surface. It's like their entire worldview was compressed into one giant. Terrifying, yet beautiful. Stone. As you reflect on the Aztec cosmic worldview, you understand that their obsession with calendar rituals wasn't a mere cultural quirk. It was a fundamental, deeply ingrained response to a terrifying existential threat. Their elaborate ceremonies, their meticulous timekeeping, and even their grim sacrifices were all part of a desperate, continuous effort to maintain balance, to nourish the gods, and to prevent the ultimate, terrifying collapse of their world. The echoes of their cosmic anxiety, their fervent prayers, and their unwavering belief in the power of ritual resonate through the ages, a testament to the enduring human desire to understand, to control, and to survive in a vast, often terrifying universe. You trace the concentric rings of intricate carvings with your eyes. This is the common historical fact that defines this iconic artifact. The Aztec Sunstone, or Piedra del Sol, is a monumental basalt sculpture depicting the Aztec cosmos, including the 5 suns eras of creation and destruction, the 20-day signs of the Tonalpohualli, and various calendrical and mythological symbols, serving as a profound representation of their cyclical view of time and the universe. You can almost hear the whispered stories of gods and cataclysms, the rhythmic chants of priests, all encapsulated within this silent, stony narrative. It's not just a calendar, it's a cosmic instruction manual, telling you how the world began, how it might end, and what you need to do to keep it going. You felt the primal dread of the 5th sun, the constant, low thrum of cosmic anxiety that permeated every aspect of Aztec life in Tenochtitlan. Now, to truly understand their obsession with rituals, you must delve into the very heart of their timekeeping, a system so intricate, so interwoven with their destiny, that it dictated every breath they took. You're about to discover not one, but 2 calendars, each a masterpiece of observation and spiritual significance, working in tandem to chart the unpredictable currents of the universe. And here's a lesser-known detail that adds a layer of fascinating debate to the Sunstone's central iconography. While the commonly accepted interpretation identifies the central face as Tonatiuh, the current sun god of the 5th sun, some scholars argue it might instead represent Xiuhtecuhtli, the god of fire and time. This distinction is crucial because Xiuhtecuhtli was often associated with the new fire ceremony, the pivotal ritual performed every 52 years to renew the cosmic cycle. If it is Xiuhtecuhtli, the stone becomes an even more direct and terrifying reminder of the constant need for renewal and the ever-present threat of the world ending. Imagine the academic arguments, the passionate debates over a single stony face. You'd probably think, wait, so the main guy on the stone might be the fire god, not the sun god. Does this change everything I thought I knew about Aztec parties? It's a subtle difference, but one that shifts the entire emphasis of the stone's message from mere solar sustenance to the fiery, cyclical rebirth of time itself. Imagine the priests you saw earlier, those cosmic engineers, not just praying, but meticulously tracking the movements of celestial bodies, the patterns of nature, and the subtle shifts in divine favor. Their tools weren't just abstract concepts, they were concrete systems, etched into stone, painted in codices, and memorized through generations of rigorous training. This wasn't just about knowing what day it was about knowing what kind of day it was, what cosmic forces were at play, and what actions were deemed auspicious or perilous. The pain... You realize it wasn't just the physical effort of carving such a massive and intricate stone, it was the intellectual and spiritual burden of understanding its complex layers of meaning. For the average Aztec, simply gazing upon it would evoke a profound sense of awe and dread, a constant reminder of their precarious cosmic existence. For the priests, interpreting its every symbol, understanding its calendrical implications, and guiding the rituals it represented, must have been an immense, never-ending task. You can almost feel the weight of that knowledge, the pressure to correctly read the cosmic signs etched in stone. You stand before a large, intricately carved stone, perhaps a replica of the famous sunstone. But now you're focusing on the underlying structure, the gears and cogs of their temporal machinery. This is the common historical fact that forms the backbone of Aztec timekeeping. The Aztecs operated with 2 primary, interconnected calendar systems, the Tonalpohualli, a 260-day sacred calendar used for divination and ritual, and the Siupohualli, a 365-day solar calendar that governed agricultural and festival cycles. You can almost feel the rhythmic interplay between these two distinct yet harmonious cycles, like two complex melodies playing simultaneously, creating a grand cosmic symphony. It's not just a calendar, it's a dual operating system for the universe, and you're about to learn how to read its code. Historians still debate the primary function of the Aztec sunstone. Was it primarily a ceremonial altar for human sacrifice? A functional calendar for public display? A monumental tribute to the sun god? Or a comprehensive cosmic map intended for theological instruction? You can almost hear the academic arguments, scholars poring over its every glyph, comparing it to other Mesoamerican monuments and historical accounts. Was the central cavity meant to receive sacrificial hearts, making it a grim altar? Was it a public time-telling device, guiding daily life, or was its true purpose to embody the entire Aztec cosmology, serving as a didactic tool for priests and nobles? The answer, you realize, is likely a combination of these functions, a multi-layered artifact that served various purposes within their complex society. You can imagine a heated debate between two art historians, one emphasizing its artistic beauty, the other its ritualistic utility. And here's a lesser-known detail that reveals the deeply personal impact of the Tonalpohualli. Each individual's birth date in this 260-day cycle held immense significance, determining their personality traits, their destiny, and even their patron deities. Imagine being born on 7 Rain or 13 Monkey. Your parents, or a skilled diviner, would consult the Tonalpohualli to understand the inherent energies of that day, predicting your strengths, weaknesses, and the challenges you would face. This wasn't just a birthday, it was a cosmic blueprint, a spiritual fingerprint that shaped your entire life. You can almost picture a new parent, anxiously awaiting the diviner's pronouncement, hoping their child was born on an auspicious day. It's like having your entire life mapped out by the stars, but instead of constellations, it's a combination of a lizard and a number. No pressure, right? You ponder the intricate details of the sunstone's design, each ring a chapter in the Aztec cosmic narrative. At the very center, you see the fierce face of the sun god, whether Tonatiuh or Xiuhtecutli, his tongue a flint knife, symbolizing the need for blood offerings. Surrounding him are 4 rectangular panels, depicting the 4 previous suns or eras, each ending in a different cataclysm, the first by jaguars, the second by wind, the third by rain of fire, and the 4th by water. This visually reinforces the terrifying cyclical nature of creation and destruction, a constant reminder of the 5th sun's inevitable end. You can almost feel the echoes of past apocalypses, a chilling premonition of their own fate. The pain, you realize it wasn't just physical in their rituals, it was the psychological weight of knowing your destiny, or at least its cosmic tendencies, from the moment you drew your first breath. The Tonalpohualli provided a framework for understanding your place in the universe, but it also imposed a certain fatalism, a constant awareness of the divine forces shaping your path. You can almost feel the subtle influence of your birth sign, guiding your decisions, nudging you towards certain actions, or warning you away from others. The next ring outward contains the 20-day signs of the Tonalpohualli, the sacred 260-day calendar. You can identify the crocodile, wind, house, lizard, serpent, and all the others, each a distinct glyph, meticulously carved. This ring visually represents the daily flow of divine energies, the unique character of each day, and the constant interplay of fate and ritual. It's like a cosmic clock face, but instead of numbers, it's a series of symbolic creatures and elements, each with its own story. Next, you turn your attention to the Siupohualli, the solar calendar. This was the more practical agricultural calendar, consisting of 365 days, divided into 18 months of 20 days each, plus a 5-day unlucky period at the end of the year. Imagine the careful observation of the sun's path, the changing seasons, the cycles of planting and harvesting. This calendar was meticulously aligned with the agricultural year, dictating when to sow seeds, when to irrigate, and when to celebrate the bounty of the earth. Each of the 18 months had its own specific festival, dedicated to particular deities and agricultural activities. It's like a giant cosmic planner, telling you exactly when to plant your corn and when to throw a party for the rain god. Beyond the day signs, you find symbols representing the rays of the sun, pointing to the cardinal directions, emphasizing the sun's omnipresence and its role in ordering the cosmos. And finally, the outermost ring is dominated by two massive fire serpents, Shukodal, whose heads meet at the bottom, symbolizing the completion of the 52-year calendar round. These serpents are not just decorative, they embody fire, time, and the cyclical nature of the universe. Their bodies adorned with symbols of stars and the passage of years. You can almost feel their immense power, their fiery breath, as they encircle the entire cosmos depicted on the stone. Historians still debate the precise origins of the Tonalpohualli and Xiuhpohualli calendars, and whether they were independently developed by the Aztecs or inherited and adapted from earlier Mesoamerican civilizations like the Olmec or Zapotec. You can almost hear the academic arguments echoing through archaeological digs, scholars poring over ancient inscriptions and comparing calendrical systems across different cultures. Did the Aztecs ingeniously devise these complex systems from scratch, driven by their unique cosmic anxieties? Or did they build upon a rich intellectual legacy passed down from their predecessors, refining and adapting existing knowledge to suit their own worldview? The answer, you realize, is likely a blend of both, a testament to the interconnectedness of Mesoamerican thought. You can imagine a heated debate between two epigraphers, one tracing a glyph back to a specific Aztec codex, the other pointing to a similar symbol on a much older Olmec monument. Consider the sheer artistic and engineering feat required to create such a monument. Carved from a single block of basalt, transported from distant quarries, and meticulously sculpted with stone tools. Its creation would have been an immense undertaking, requiring countless hours of labor and extraordinary skill. It was a testament to the Aztecs' mastery of stone carving and their unwavering dedication to their religious beliefs. You'd probably just order a smaller, more manageable version online, but they didn't have Amazon back then. You ponder the intricate relationship between these two calendars. They ran concurrently, like two interlocking gears. Every day had a designation from both the Tonalpohualli E.G., 7 rain, and the Xiuhpohualli E.G., the third day of the month of Tlacaxi-Pehualisli. This dual dating system created a unique signature for each day, providing both its ritualistic significance and its practical placement within the solar year. You can almost feel the precision required to track both cycles simultaneously, a feat of intellectual prowess that would make modern data scientists blush. The sunstone was more than just a passive object. It was an active participant in their ritual life. While it may not have been a functional calendar in the sense of being rotated daily, its presence in the sacred precinct of Tenochtitlan would have served as a constant, powerful reminder of the cosmic order, the gods' demands, and the importance of ritual. Priests would have used it as a reference, a focal point for ceremonies, and a teaching tool for initiates. You can almost hear the chants echoing around it, the prayers offered in its presence, the very air vibrating with its cosmic energy. Consider the implications for daily life. A farmer would consult the Xiuhpohualli to know when to plant his maize, but a priest would consult the Tonalpohualli to determine the auspiciousness of the day for a particular ritual or a major decision. A warrior might seek a tattoo on a day deemed powerful for battle, while a merchant might avoid making a major deal on a day associated with misfortune. Every action, every decision, was filtered through the lens of these two calendars, ensuring alignment with the cosmic flow. It's like having a personal astrologer and a detailed weather forecast rolled into one. But with much higher stakes, you might even find a dark humor in its eventual fate. After the Spanish conquest, the sunstone was deliberately buried, a symbolic act of suppressing the indigenous religion. For centuries, it lay hidden, a silent testament to a lost world. Its rediscovery was a powerful moment, bringing back to light a crucial piece of Aztec heritage and sparking renewed interest in their complex civilization. It's like the universe decided to give us a second chance to understand this incredible artifact. The names of the 20-day signs in the Tonalpohualli are not arbitrary. They represent fundamental elements of the Aztec cosmos and daily life animals, natural phenomena, and human artifacts. Crocodile Cipactli symbolizes the earth monster. Wind Eacatl represents movement and breath. House Kali signifies stability and lineage. Each sign carried a rich tapestry of symbolic meaning, adding layers of interpretation to every day. You can almost feel the weight of these symbols, constantly influencing the atmosphere of each passing moment. The sunstone also served as a powerful symbol of Aztec imperial might. By depicting their cosmology and their mastery over time, it asserted their divine right to rule, their connection to the cosmic forces, and their role as the chosen people responsible for maintaining the fifth sun. It was a visual declaration of their power, both spiritual and political, intimidating to their enemies and inspiring to their subjects. You can almost feel the immense authority emanating from its stony surface. And the 5 unlucky days at the end of the Xiuhpohualli, known as the Nemontemi, these were days of great anxiety and caution. Imagine 5 days where all normal activities ceased, where people stayed indoors, avoided conflict, and performed minimal tasks, fearing misfortune and cosmic disruption. It's like a 5-day global lockdown, but instead of a virus, it's the fear of the universe hitting the reset button. You'd probably just binge-watch ancient Aztec documentaries and hope for the best. As you reflect on the Aztec sunstone, you understand that it was not merely a decorative object or a simple calendar. It was a profound, multi-layered embodiment of their entire worldview, a chilling reminder of cosmic fragility, and a testament to their desperate, continuous efforts to maintain the delicate balance of their universe. Every carved line, every symbolic figure, every concentric ring tells a story of creation, destruction, and the enduring human desire to impose order, to find meaning, and to survive in a vast, often terrifying, universe. The echoes of its silent cosmic hum resonate through the ages, a timeless message etched in stone. You might even find a humorous thought in the complexity of it all. Imagine an Aztec trying to explain their calendar system to a bewildered Spanish conquistador. So, today is Forte Flower, which is also the 15th day of the month of Tititl, meaning it's a good day for poets but bad for long journeys, unless Jupiter is in retrograde, in which case it's fine, but only if you sacrifice a turkey at dawn. The sheer density of information would be overwhelming. You've stood in awe before the monumental Aztec sunstone, a chilling testament to their cosmic anxieties and their intricate understanding of time's cyclical nature. But the Aztecs' obsession wasn't confined to grand stone carvings or the rhythmic turning of their dual calendars. It extended upward to the vast star-studded canvas of the night sky, where they sought not just patterns, but prophecies, not just cycles, but signs. You're about to discover how their profound astronomical observations intertwined with their calendrical rituals, forming a complex web of prediction and divine communication. The Aztec calendar system was not just a tool for tracking time. It was a profound philosophical statement about the nature of existence. It reflected their belief in a universe of constant change, cyclical patterns, and interconnected forces. It was a system designed to help humanity navigate this complex cosmos, to understand its rhythms, and to actively participate in its maintenance. Imagine yourself standing on the highest platform of the Templo Mayor, long after the daily rituals have concluded and the city below has quieted. The air is cool and thin, and above you, the Mesoamerican sky blazes with an intensity you rarely see today. Unmarred by light pollution, priests wrapped in their ceremonial robes are not just looking up, they are reading the heavens, tracing the paths of planets, noting the positions of stars, and interpreting the celestial dance as a direct message from the gods. You understand that for the Aztecs, the cosmos was a living, breathing entity, and its movements were not random, they were deliberate, powerful omens, guiding their every move. As you reflect on the two calendars, the Tonalpohualli and the Xiuhpohualli, you understand that they were not just abstract concepts. They were living, breathing entities that shaped every moment of Aztec life. They were the key to understanding their universe, their destiny, and their desperate, continuous efforts to keep the fifth sun shining. The echoes of their intricate calculations, their daily rituals, and their profound connection to the cycles of time resonate through the ages. A testament to the enduring human desire to impose order, to find meaning, and to survive in a vast, often terrifying universe. You observe the priest with their keen eyes, perhaps using simple sighting tubes or aligning structures with celestial events. This is the common historical fact that underpins their celestial obsession. The Aztecs were skilled astronomers who meticulously observed the movements of celestial bodies, particularly the sun, moon, Venus, and the Pleiades, integrating these observations into their calendrical systems to predict auspicious times for rituals, warfare, and agricultural cycles. You can almost feel the intellectual rigor, the centuries of accumulated knowledge passed down through generations of skywatchers. It's not just stargazing, it's cosmic intelligence gathering. And the fate of the world depends on their accurate forecasts. You'd probably think, my weather app is pretty good, but it doesn't tell me when to sacrifice a turkey to prevent the sun from exploding. You've grasped the individual rhythms of the Tanalpahuali and the Shupahuali, two intricate time-keeping machines humming along in parallel. But now you're about to witness their grand alignment, the cosmic gears meshing together to form a larger, more terrifying cycle, one that truly encapsulates the Aztec obsession with destiny and the ever-present threat of cosmic collapse. You're stepping into the heart of the calendar round, a 52-year epoch that was both a period of stability and a terrifying countdown to potential oblivion. And here's a lesser-known detail that reveals the sophisticated, almost scientific, approach they took to specific celestial phenomena. The Aztecs had a remarkably accurate understanding of the synodic cycle of Venus, the time it takes for Venus to return to the same position relative to the Sun as seen from Earth. They tracked its appearances as the morning star and evening star with incredible precision, associating its movements with the deity Quetzalcoatl and believing its phases held immense prophetic power, influencing warfare and the destinies of rulers. Imagine the priest meticulously recording Venus's every appearance and disappearance, its brightness, its position against the backdrop of other stars. Knowing that these seemingly minor celestial shifts could dictate the outcome of a battle or the fate of an empire, it's like having a celestial stock market ticker. But instead of tracking stocks, it's tracking cosmic power. You'd probably be thinking, so if Venus is looking a bit dim tonight, maybe I should just stay home and avoid any major life decisions. Imagine the priests, those diligent cosmic engineers, not just tracking days and months, but observing the vast, slow dance of these two calendars. They understood that while the Tanalpahuali repeated every 260 days and the Shupahuali every 365 days, it would take a much longer period for a specific day to have the exact same designation in both calendars. This wasn't just a mathematical curiosity, it was a profound cosmic event, marking the completion of a grand cycle, the pain. You realize it wasn't just the physical discomfort of long nights spent observing the sky in all weather conditions. It was the mental strain of constant interpretation, the burden of deciphering ambiguous celestial messages, knowing that a misreading could lead to disaster. The pressure to correctly align human actions with divine will, as revealed by the stars, must have been immense. You can almost feel the quiet intensity of their concentration, the desperate hope that their interpretations were correct, that the heavens were indeed smiling upon them. You stand at the threshold of a new understanding, realizing the sheer scale of their temporal mastery. This is the common historical fact that reveals the ultimate expression of Aztec timekeeping, the Tonalpahuali. 260 days and the Shupahuali, 365 days, interlock to form a larger cycle known as the calendar round, which completed every 52 years. At the end of this 52-year period, the starting day of both calendars would align again, a moment of profound cosmic significance and immense anxiety. You can almost feel the slow, inexorable turning of these vast, invisible wheels, each rotation bringing them closer to a momentous, and potentially terrifying, cosmic reset. It's like the universe's longest, most high-stakes game of heads or tails, with the fate of existence riding on the outcome. Historians still debate the extent to which Aztec astronomical observations were purely empirical and scientific, versus primarily driven by religious and divinatory purposes. with celestial events interpreted through a pre-existing mythological framework. You can almost hear the academic arguments. Scholars poring over codices that blend astronomical diagrams with mythological narratives. Did they observe the stars with a detached, objective curiosity, seeking universal laws like modern scientists? Or were their observations always filtered through the lens of their gods and cosmic beliefs, with every celestial event immediately assigned a divine meaning and ritualistic implication? The answer, you realize, is likely a complex intertwining of both, where empirical observations served to reinforce and elaborate upon their deeply held religious convictions. You can imagine a heated debate between an astrophysicist and a religious scholar, one emphasizing the data, the other the dogma. And here's a lesser-known detail that truly highlights the personal and societal impact of this 52-year cycle each year within the calendar round. Was named after its starting day in the Tanalpahwali. But only 4 of the 20-day signs could ever begin a year read: flint knife, house, and rabbit. This meant that every 52-year cycle had a predictable sequence of year names, Tsuji, 1 reed, 2 flint knife, 3 house, 4 rabbit, and so on. And each of these year names carried specific omens and characteristics. Imagine being born in the year Reed, knowing it was a year associated with the god Quetzalcoatl, often bringing both creation and upheaval. Or perhaps you lived through a 13 rabbit year, which might be linked to fertility and abundance, but also perhaps to excess. This wasn't just a label for the year, it was a cosmic forecast, influencing everything from agricultural decisions to major political undertakings. You can almost picture a group of elders discussing the omens of the coming year, their faces etched with concern or hope. It's like having a yearly astrological reading, but with much more dramatic consequences than just a bad hair day. You ponder the profound connection between their astronomical observations and their calendrical systems. The 365-day Siupahwali was inherently solar, tracking the sun's annual journey. But the Tanalpahwali, while seemingly abstract, was also influenced by celestial cycles, particularly the 260-day period, which is roughly the length of a human gestation period, and also a multiple of significant astronomical periods. The 52-year calendar round, as you know, was marked by the zenith of the Pleiades, a direct astronomical marker. Their calendars were not just human constructs, they were reflections of the cosmos, meticulously designed to mirror the divine order. The pain, you realize, it wasn't just the physical exertion of rituals, it was the psychological burden of living with the knowledge that every 52 years, the very existence of the fifth sun was on the line. The approach of the end of a calendar round was a period of intense dread and heightened ritual activity. You can almost feel the collective anxiety mounting as the final years, months, and days of the cycle ticked by. The fear of cosmic collapse, remember, wasn't an abstract concept. It was a very real, very imminent threat that intensified with each passing calendar round. Consider the role of eclipses. For the Aztecs, a solar eclipse was one of the most terrifying omens imaginable, a sign that the sun god Huitzilopochtli was being devoured by celestial monsters, threatening the very continuation of the fifth sun. During an eclipse, the entire city would erupt in a cacophony of noise, shouting, drumming, wailing, all designed to scare away the monsters and encourage the sun to return. You can almost feel the collective panic, the desperate clamor to bring back the light, knowing that if the sun didn't return, it was truly the end. It's like the world's worst power outage. But instead of just losing electricity, you lose the entire universe. Historians still debate whether the Aztecs' emphasis on the 52-year calendar round, particularly the dread associated with its completion, was a unique Aztec innovation, or a culmination of calendrical traditions inherited and refined from earlier Mesoamerican civilizations. You can almost hear the academic arguments, scholars poring over ancient Maya stele and Zapotec inscriptions, comparing their long count calendars and cyclical beliefs. Did the Aztecs develop this specific emphasis on the 52-year cycle independently, driven by their particular cosmic anxieties and the political needs of their burgeoning empire? Or was it a sophisticated adaptation of a broader Mesoamerican calendrical tradition, given new urgency and meaning within the Aztec worldview? The answer, you realize, is likely a complex interplay of both, a testament to the enduring intellectual legacy of the region, You can imagine a heated debate between two archaeologists, one highlighting unique Aztec iconography, the other pointing to shared calendrical concepts across the Mesoamerican world. The priests, as you've seen, were the primary custodians of this astronomical knowledge. They understood the intricate celestial mechanics, the cycles of planets, and the significance of constellations. They would use this knowledge to advise the emperor on the most auspicious times for warfare, for coronations, for building projects, and for major festivals. You can almost hear the hushed consultations, the weighty decisions made under the watchful eyes of the stars. Their understanding of the heavens gave them immense power and authority. You ponder the intricate mechanics of how these two calendars interlocked. For a specific day to repeat its exact Tonalpohualli and Xiuhpohualli designation, 18,980 days must pass. That's 260 multiplied by 73, the number of Xiuhpohualli cycles in a calendar round, and also 365 multiplied by 52, the number of Tonalpohualli cycles in a calendar round. This mathematical precision is astounding, a testament to centuries of meticulous astronomical observation and calendrical development. You can almost see the gears of a complex celestial clock, slowly, inexorably turning, bringing the universe back to a point of cosmic reset. It's like a giant, ancient spreadsheet, but instead of tracking sales, it's tracking the end of the world. You might even find a humorous thought in their cosmic predictions. Imagine an Aztec priest giving a weather report. Today, the sun will rise, probably. Venus is looking a bit grumpy, so maybe don't start any major wars. And if you see a giant jaguar in the sky, well, you know what that means. The stakes were always incredibly high. Consider the implications for long-term planning. While daily life was guided by the individual calendars, major undertakings, the construction of new temples, the enthronement of a new emperor, or the initiation of major military campaigns, were often timed to coincide with auspicious moments within the calendar round. The completion of a 52-year cycle was a time for renewal, for rebuilding, and for reaffirming the empire's power and its connection to the divine. You can almost feel the sense of anticipation, the collective effort to prepare for this momentous occasion. The alignment of temples and sacred structures with astronomical events also speaks volumes about their celestial obsession. Many Aztec pyramids and ceremonial platforms were precisely oriented to mark the solstices, equinoxes, or the rising and setting points of specific stars or planets. This wasn't just architectural flair, it was a way to physically embody their calendrical and astronomical knowledge, to create a direct connection between the earthly realm and the divine cosmos. You can almost feel the subtle power of these alignments, drawing down celestial energy into their sacred spaces. The rarity of specific dates within the calendar round also added to their significance. A day like one reed might occur every 260 days in the Tonalpohualli, but a specific one reed on a specific day of a specific Xiuhpohualli month would only occur once every 52 years. This made such dates incredibly powerful and auspicious, often chosen for the most important rituals and ceremonies. You wouldn't just pick any Tuesday, you'd wait for the 13-monkey first day of the month of Toxcatl for your big event. The Aztec understanding of the cosmos was deeply integrated with their mythology. Each celestial body, each constellation, each astronomical phenomenon was linked to specific deities, myths, and prophecies. The stars were not just distant lights. They were the eyes of the gods, the battle scars of cosmic conflicts, and the silent narrators of their divine history. You can almost feel the stories embedded in the night sky, a living tapestry of myth and meaning. You might even find a humorous thought in their meticulous planning. Imagine an Aztec couple trying to plan their wedding. Well, darling, the diviner says 7 rain is good for fertility, but 12 rabbit is better for long-term prosperity, and they only align every 52 years, so we'll just have to wait a bit. The patience required for cosmic alignment must have been immense. As you reflect on the Aztecs' profound connection to the heavens, you understand that their obsession with calendar rituals was inextricably linked to their meticulous astronomical observations. The stars were not just guiding lights, they were the ultimate timekeepers, the cosmic architects, and the silent prophets of their universe. Every celestial movement, every planetary alignment, every flicker of a distant star was a message, a warning, or a promise. urging them to maintain the delicate balance that kept the fifth sun shining. The echoes of their nightly vigils, their intricate calculations, and their unwavering belief in the power of prophecy resonate through the ages, a testament to the enduring human desire to understand, to control, and to survive in a vast, often terrifying universe. The cyclical nature of the calendar round reinforced the Aztec belief in the repetitive nature of creation and destruction. Each completion of a 52-year cycle was a miniature reenactment of the cosmic creation, a chance for the world to be reborn, but also a terrifying reminder that the previous suns had ended in cataclysm. This constant awareness of the past, and its potential to repeat, fueled their ritualistic fervor. You can almost feel the weight of history, pressing down on every generation, urging them to maintain the cosmic balance. You've soared through the cosmic prophecies, gazed upon the terrifying majesty of the sunstone, and felt the immense pressure of keeping the universe from unraveling. But the Aztec obsession with calendars wasn't just about grand celestial dances or the dramatic, world-saving ceremonies. It was also about something far more fundamental, far more tangible survival. Now you're about to descend from the lofty temple platforms and step onto the fertile, watery fields of Tenochtitlan to understand how their intricate calendrical systems dictated the very rhythm of their agricultural life. Ensuring that the people were fed and the empire thrived, the calendar round wasn't just an abstract concept for the Aztec people, it was a living, breathing entity that dictated the rhythm of their lives. From the grandest imperial ceremonies to the most personal decisions, it was a constant reminder of their precarious existence, their profound connection to the cosmos, and their sacred duty to maintain the delicate balance that kept the fifth sun shining. The echoes of their meticulous calculations, their collective anxiety, and their unwavering belief in the power of ritual resonate through the ages, a testament to the enduring human desire to impose order, to find meaning, and to survive in a vast, often terrifying universe. Imagine the early morning mist rising from Lake Texcoco, revealing the ingenious chinampas, those floating gardens that were the agricultural marvel of the Aztec world. The air is cool and damp, carrying the scent of rich soil and growing maize. You hear the gentle splash of paddles as canoes navigate the waterways, and the rhythmic sound of hoes breaking ground. This isn't just a picturesque scene, it's a meticulously managed ecosystem, and every planting, every harvest, every irrigation cycle was precisely timed by the invisible hand of the calendar. You understand that for the Aztecs, the health of their crops was directly linked to the favor of the gods, and the calendar was their sacred guide to maintaining that crucial relationship. You've navigated the intricate dance of the Tanalpahuali and Xupahuali, understanding how their interlocking gears formed the grand 52-year calendar round. Now, you're about to witness the most terrifying and profoundly significant ritual in the Aztec world. A ceremony that brought their cosmic anxieties to a fever pitch and then, hopefully, offered a collective sigh of relief and renewal. You're stepping into the heart of the new fire ceremony, a desperate, all-consuming effort to ensure the fifth sun would rise again. You observe a farmer, his face weathered by sun and toil, carefully preparing his plot. This is the common historical fact that highlights the practical application of their calendrical knowledge. The 365-day Xupahuali, the solar calendar, was the primary guide for Aztec agricultural life, dictating the precise timing for planting, cultivating, and harvesting various crops, as well as the numerous festivals and rituals associated with fertility and the bounty of the earth. You can almost feel the deep connection between the people and their land, a relationship mediated and sanctified by the relentless march of time. It's like a cosmic farming almanac, telling you exactly when to get your hands dirty and when to throw a party for the rain god. Imagine the city of Tenochtitlan, usually a bustling hub of activity, slowly falling silent. As the final days of the 52-year calendar round approached, a palpable dread would settle over the entire empire. All fires were extinguished, in homes, temples, and hearths. Tools were broken, pottery shattered, and old clothes discarded. It was a symbolic death of the old world, a deliberate act of letting go, preparing for the ultimate cosmic reset. You can almost feel the chilling silence, the eerie darkness that descended upon the land. a stark reflection of the fear that the sun itself might not return. It's like the world's most intense power outage. But instead of just losing Netflix, you might lose existence. And here's a lesser-known detail that truly emphasizes the sophisticated interplay between their calendars and their agricultural innovation. The Aztecs' mastery of the Chinampa's floating gardens was directly supported by their precise calendrical knowledge, allowing them to maximize crop yields by coordinating planting and harvesting cycles across multiple plots, often enabling up to 7 harvests a year. Imagine the careful scheduling required to manage these incredibly productive fields. The Shupawali didn't just tell them when to plant, it helped them manage the complex rotation of crops, the optimal times for adding new soil from the lake bed, and the periods for fallow. This calendrical precision, combined with the Chinampa system, transformed a lake into a food factory, capable of feeding a massive urban population. You'd probably think, wow, they were basically running a multi-crop, year-round organic farm, all timed by the stars. My tiny backyard garden feels inadequate now. It was a testament to their ingenuity and their unwavering trust in the calendar's guidance. You stand on the slopes of Huxatlan Hill of the Star, just outside the city, on the night of the final day of the 52-year cycle. This is the common historical fact that highlights the apex of Aztec calendrical ritual, the new fire ceremony, or Toxiomolpilia, was performed every 52 years to prevent the end of the world. As the Pleiades constellation reached its zenith at midnight, signifying the continuation of the cosmic cycle, a new fire was kindled, symbolizing the rebirth of the sun and the beginning of a new calendar round. You can almost feel the collective tension, the bated breath of thousands gathered, their eyes fixed on the sky, waiting for the celestial sign that would determine their fate. The pain. You realized it wasn't just the physical labor of farming, it was the constant anxiety of unpredictable weather, the fear of drought or flood, and the immense pressure to produce enough food to sustain their vast empire. The calendar offered a sense of control, a framework within which to operate, but it couldn't guarantee perfect conditions. The rituals associated with each agricultural month were therefore not just acts of devotion. They were desperate pleas, fervent hopes for rain, sunshine, and bountiful harvests. You can almost feel the collective sigh of relief when the rains came at the appointed time, or the shared dread when they failed. And here's a lesser-known detail that truly emphasizes the psychological and physical ordeal of this ceremony leading up to the new fire ceremony. Many Aztecs would undergo a period of intense fasting, self-mutilation such as ear piercing to offer blood, and sleep deprivation. Pregnant women were confined indoors, and children were often kept awake and pinched to prevent them from falling asleep, as it was believed that if they slept through the night, they might be transformed into mice. Imagine the sheer exhaustion, the hunger pangs, and the constant vigilance required, all to ensure that the entire populace was in a state of heightened awareness and ritual purity, ready to witness and participate in the world's renewal. You'd probably be hallucinating from lack of sleep, thinking you saw giant cosmic mice coming to eat your corn. No wonder they were so obsessed. It was a full-time job just to stay alive. Historians still debate the extent to which the Aztecs' agricultural success was primarily attributable to their calendrical precision and ritual adherence, versus the inherent fertility of the Chinampa system and the resilience of their staple crops. You can almost hear the academic arguments, scholars poring over archaeological evidence of crop yields, climate data, and ritualistic texts. Was it their meticulous timekeeping and fervent prayers that truly ensured abundance? Or was it the sheer genius of their agricultural engineering, combined with the hardiness of maize, beans, and squash, that allowed them to thrive? The answer, you realize, is likely a complex synergy, where human ingenuity and hard work were deeply intertwined with their spiritual beliefs and calendrical guidance. You can imagine a heated debate between an agronomist and a religious historian, one emphasizing soil composition, the other the power of prayer. The pain, you realize, wasn't just the physical discomfort of fasting and self-sacrifice. It was the agonizing psychological weight, the terror of the unknown, the profound uncertainty of whether the sun would rise again. The minutes leading up to midnight must have felt like an eternity, each second stretching with unbearable tension. You can almost feel the collective gasp as the Pleiades reached their highest point. The sudden release of pent-up fear, replaced by a wave of ecstatic relief. You ponder the specific festivals and rituals tied to the agricultural year, each month of the Yupahuali having its own unique character and associated deities. For instance, the month of Atlkahualo cessation of water. At the beginning of the year was a time for rituals to ensure abundant rain, often involving sacrifices to Tlaloc, the rain god. Then came Tlakasaipahualisli, flaying of men, dedicated to Sipe Totec, the flayed god, symbolizing the shedding of old skin for new growth, mirroring the renewal of the earth. You can almost smell the earth after the first rains, the promise of new life, a direct result of these calendrically timed appeals to the divine. Historians still debate the precise astronomical calculations and observations the Aztecs used to determine the exact moment of the Pleiades' zenith for the new fire ceremony, and whether their methods were consistently accurate across different epochs. You can almost hear the academic arguments, scholars poring over ancient astronomical tables, comparing them with modern celestial charts. Did they rely solely on naked eye observation? Or did they possess more sophisticated instruments or knowledge passed down through generations? Were there slight variations in the ceremony's timing over centuries? Or was their understanding of the Pleiades movement remarkably consistent? The answer, you realize, is likely a testament to their profound observational skills, honed over millennia. But the exact intricacies remain a subject of ongoing study. You can imagine a heated debate between two archaeoastronomers, one pointing to a specific alignment in a codex, the other citing the challenges of predicting celestial events without modern tools. Consider the role of maize, or corn, the lifeblood of the Aztec Empire. The god Xenteotl, the maize deity, was revered throughout the year, with specific festivals and offerings dedicated to him at various stages of the crop's growth, from planting to harvest. You can almost see the vibrant green shoots emerging from the soil, the tall stalks swaying in the breeze, the golden ears ripening under the sun, each stage a testament to the god's favor, earned through meticulous calendrical adherence and fervent ritual. It's like their entire economy was based on a giant, sacred corn clock. Is it corn planting time? Check the calendar. Is it corn harvesting time? Check the calendar. Is it time for a corn-themed party? You guessed it. Check the calendar. You ponder the dramatic sequence of events once the celestial sign was given. As the Pleiades ascended, a sacrificial victim, usually a captive warrior, would be led to the summit of Huixachtlan. His chest would be opened, and a priest would use a wooden drill to ignite a new fire in the cavity of his chest, using his heart as the initial kindling. This was not just a symbolic act. It was the literal rebirth of fire, the spark that would reignite the world. You can almost feel the heat of the nascent flame, the sudden burst of light in the darkness, a beacon of hope against the cosmic void. The concept of reciprocity, tlamanali, was central to their agricultural rituals. The Aztecs believed they had a sacred duty to feed the gods, just as the gods fed them through bountiful harvests. Every offering, whether it was blood, incense, or the first fruits of the harvest, was part of this continuous exchange, a vital transaction that kept the cosmic and agricultural engines running smoothly. You can almost feel the weight of this reciprocal relationship, the understanding that their survival was not a given, but a privilege earned through constant devotion. From this central fire, runners, swift and agile, would carry torches down the hill and across the causeways, racing to Tenochtitlan and then fanning out across the entire empire. Imagine the sight: thousands of tiny lights, like a constellation on Earth, spreading rapidly, bringing the precious new fire to every home, every temple, every village. You can almost feel the rush of adrenaline, the collective joy as the darkness was pushed back. Hearths were rekindled, and the world was, once again, made safe for another 52 years. You might even find a humorous thought in their meticulous planning. Imagine an Aztec farmer complaining to his neighbor, "My corn isn't growing as fast as yours." Did you forget to offer the proper incense to Kentayotl on 7th Flower Day? Because I definitely did it. The pressure to conform to calendrical demands must have led to some friendly or not so friendly competition. The rekindling of fires in every home was a deeply personal and communal act of renewal. Families would gather, waiting for the runner to arrive with the sacred flame. Old pottery, broken and discarded, would be replaced with new, symbolizing a fresh start. New clothes would be donned, and a great feast would be prepared, celebrating the world's reprieve. You can almost smell the roasting maize, the copal incense, and the palpable sense of relief and gratitude. It's like the biggest, most important New Year's Eve party ever. But with the added bonus of knowing you didn't just get vaporized, the precision of the Shuhpohwali allowed them to time their agricultural activities with remarkable accuracy, minimizing the risks of early frosts or late droughts. This calendrical knowledge was passed down through generations, a vital component of their collective wisdom. You can almost see the elders teaching the younger generations the subtle signs of the seasons, the precise moments for planting and harvesting, all guided by the ancient rhythms of the calendar. Consider the political implications of the new fire ceremony. The Aztec emperor and the priests were at the very center of this cosmic drama, their actions directly responsible for the world's survival. This reinforced their authority, solidifying their divine right to rule and their crucial role as intermediaries between humanity and the gods. The ceremony was a powerful display of state power, a grand theatrical performance that united the empire in a shared experience of dread and renewal. You can almost feel the immense power wielded by those who held the fate of the cosmos in their hands. Even the construction of their temples and public works was often tied to agricultural cycles. Major building projects might slow down during a peak planting or harvesting seasons, when labor was diverted to the fields, and then resumed during less demanding periods. The entire rhythm of their society pulsed with the beat of the agricultural calendar, a constant reminder of their dependence on the land and the gods who governed its fertility. The ceremony also served as a powerful reminder of the cyclical nature of time and existence in the Aztec worldview. Each new fire ceremony was a reenactment of the original creation, a reaffirmation of the cosmic order, and a terrifying reminder that the world could indeed end. This constant awareness of creation and destruction fueled their ritualistic fervor, ensuring that the necessary sacrifices and offerings were never neglected. You can almost feel the weight of history, pressing down on every generation, urging them to maintain the cosmic balance. The annual cycle of festivals, each tied to a specific month of the Shuhpohwali, provided not just religious observance but also a social rhythm. These were times for communal gatherings, feasting, dancing, and reinforcing social bonds. You can almost hear the joyous shouts, the rhythmic music, and the shared laughter during these celebrations. A brief respite from the constant cosmic anxiety, a moment to celebrate the blessings of the earth. Imagine the great temple, the Templo Mayor, towering over Tenochtitlan, its twin shrines reaching towards the heavens. The air, usually filled with the scent of copal, now carries a different, more metallic tang. You hear the rhythmic beat of drums, deeper and more insistent, and the mournful sound of conch shell trumpets. This isn't a celebration of abundance. It's a solemn, terrifying act of cosmic sustenance, a desperate measure to ensure the world continues. You understand that, in the Aztec worldview, blood was the most precious commodity, the flowery water that nourished the gods and kept the sun on its course. As you reflect on the Aztecs' agricultural calendar and its profound impact on their survival, you understand that their obsession with calendrical rituals wasn't just about abstract cosmic fears. It was deeply rooted in the practical realities of feeding a vast population, of coaxing life from the earth, and of maintaining a delicate balance with the divine forces that governed their world. Every seed planted, every harvest gathered, every ritual performed was a testament to their unwavering belief in the power of time and their desperate, continuous efforts to keep the fifth sun shining, not just for cosmic order, but for the very sustenance of life itself. The echoes of their tireless labor, their fervent prayers for rain, and the joyous celebrations of bountiful harvests resonate through the ages, a testament to the enduring human desire to impose order, to find meaning, and to survive in a vast, often terrifying, universe. You might even find a humorous thought in the aftermath. Imagine an Aztec person trying to clean up after the ceremony. Okay, so we saved the world, but now I have to replace all my pots and pans, and my neighbor's still pinching his kid, just in case. The mundane realities following such a profound cosmic event must have been quite the contrast. You've witnessed the tireless labor in the chinampas, the meticulous timing of harvests, and the profound connection between the Aztec people, their land, and their calendars, all driven by the desperate need for survival. But now, the rhythm of life in Tenochtitlan is about to be violently, irrevocably disrupted. A new force, alien and terrifying, is about to crash into their meticulously ordered world, bringing with it not just different gods and different weapons, but a fundamentally different concept of time itself. You're about to witness the end of an era, the tragic collapse of the Aztec calendrical obsession under the relentless tide of conquest. The new fire ceremony was not just a single event, it was the culmination of 52 years of calendrical observation, ritual preparation, and collective anxiety. It was the ultimate expression of their belief system, a desperate gamble against cosmic oblivion, and a powerful testament to their resilience and unwavering faith. The echoes of the extinguished fires, the rising Pleiades, the sacrificial flame, and the joyous rekindling of hearths resonate through the ages, a testament to the enduring human desire to impose order, to find meaning, and to survive in a vast, often terrifying universe. Imagine the year 1519. The air, usually thick with the scent of copal and maize, now carries a strange, metallic tang, and the distant sounds are not the familiar drums, but the clanking of armor and the thunder of unfamiliar beasts. Rumors spread like wildfire through the city, tales of pale-skinned strangers arriving from the eastern sea, riding monstrous animals, wielding thunder and lightning. The cosmic anxiety that always simmered beneath the surface of Aztec life now boils over, as they try to interpret these unprecedented events through the only lens they know, their intricate calendars and prophecies. You've survived the existential dread of the fifth sun, navigated the intricate dance of the two calendars, and even witnessed the terrifying, world-saving drama of the new fire ceremony. But the Aztec obsession with time wasn't just about grand cosmic cycles. It permeated every single day, every hour, every action. Now, you're about to delve into the relentless, meticulous world of daily rituals and offerings, where every sunrise brought a new set of demands from the gods, dictated by the precise mechanisms of their calendars. You stand on the causeway leading into Tenochtitlan, watching the approach of these strange newcomers. This is the common historical fact that marks the beginning of the end, the arrival of the Spanish conquistadors, led by Hernán Cortés, in 1519 directly challenged and ultimately dismantled the Aztec Empire's complex calendrical system, its associated rituals, and its entire cosmic worldview. You can almost feel the clash of civilizations, two vastly different understandings of the universe colliding with devastating force. It's like a perfectly synchronized ancient clock suddenly being hit by a wrecking ball, and everything starts to fall apart. Imagine the dawn breaking over Tenochtitlan, painting the sky with hues of orange and purple. But this isn't a peaceful awakening. Instead, a low, persistent hum of activity begins, driven by the calendrical demands of the day. Priests are already at work in the temples, preparing offerings. Families are performing household rituals. The entire city is a meticulously choreographed dance, each step guided by the invisible hand of time. You understand that for the Aztecs, there was no such thing as a normal day. Every day had its own unique character, its own set of divine influences, and its own specific requirements for appeasement. And here's a lesser-known detail that highlights the deliberate nature of this cultural destruction: the Spanish conquistadors, and especially the Catholic friars who followed, systematically targeted and destroyed Aztec calendrical artifacts, such as codices, pictorial books, and monumental stone sculptures like the Sunstone. They viewed these as pagan idols, symbols of a demonic religion that needed to be eradicated for the salvation of indigenous souls. Imagine the deliberate smashing of intricately carved stones, the burning of irreplaceable codices filled with centuries of astronomical observations, mythological narratives, and ritualistic knowledge. This wasn't just collateral damage from warfare, it was a calculated act of cultural annihilation, an attempt to erase the very memory of their timekeeping and their gods. You'd probably think, wait, they burned the history books and the giant cosmic calendar. That's just rude and incredibly short-sighted. You observe the priests, their faces painted, adorned with feathers and jade, moving with practiced precision. This is the common historical fact that highlights the pervasive nature of Aztec calendrical rituals. Daily life in the Aztec Empire was heavily influenced by the Tonalpohualli, with specific rituals, offerings, and taboos prescribed for each of the 260 unique day signs, ensuring constant appeasement of the gods and maintenance of cosmic balance. You can almost feel the weight of these daily obligations, a never-ending cycle of devotion and cosmic maintenance. It's like having a divine to-do list that updates every morning. And if you miss an item, the sun might just decide to take a permanent vacation. No pressures, right? The pain. You realize it wasn't just the physical agony of warfare and disease. It was the profound spiritual and intellectual anguish of watching their entire universe unravel. Their gods seemed to abandon them. Their prophecies failed to offer clear guidance, and the very rhythms of time, once so meticulously ordered, were thrown into chaos. The psychological toll of this cosmic disorientation must have been immense, a deep, pervasive grief for a world that was being systematically destroyed. You can almost feel the despair, the confusion, as their sacred knowledge was reduced to ashes. And here's a lesser-known detail that truly emphasizes the specific, almost hyper-local nature of some daily offerings. Certain day signs were associated not just with specific deities, but with particular types of food or drink, or even specific colors or directions, that were considered especially potent offerings for that day. For instance, a day associated with the rain, god Tlaloc might require an offering of blue maize cakes or a libation of pulque, a fermented agave drink, while the day linked to the earth goddess Tlazolteotl might call for offerings of cotton or specific herbs. Imagine the complexity of managing a pantry full of ritualistic ingredients, ensuring you had the right colored corn or the correct type of incense for each specific day. You'd probably need a giant, color-coded spreadsheet just to keep track of your daily cosmic grocery list. And heaven forbid you accidentally offer the earth goddess a blue maize cake meant for Tlaloc. That could really mess up the cosmic balance. Historians still debate whether the Aztecs initially perceived the Spanish arrival through the lens of their calendrical prophecies of Gigia, the return of Quetzalcoatl, often associated with the year first read, which was 1519, and to what extent this interpretation influenced their initial responses and ultimate downfall. You can almost hear the academic arguments. Scholars poring over indigenous accounts written after the conquest and comparing them with Spanish chronicles. Did Emperor Moctezuma genuinely believe Cortés was the returning god Quetzalcoatl, whose return was prophesied to occur in Aaron Reed year, leading to a hesitant, perhaps even welcoming, initial response? Or was this interpretation a later fabrication, a way for the conquered to make sense of an incomprehensible defeat? The answer, you realize, is complex, with both genuine belief and later narrative shaping our understanding. You can imagine a heated debate between two historians, one emphasizing the power of prophecy, the other the pragmatism of political strategy. The pain, you realize, wasn't just the physical discomfort of fasting or the occasional self-mutilation. It was the mental burden of constant vigilance, the anxiety of performing every ritual perfectly, knowing that the smallest oversight could have cosmic repercussions. The pressure to get it right, day after day, year after year, must have been immense. You can almost feel the subtle tension in the air, the collective effort to maintain cosmic harmony through countless small, precise acts of devotion. You ponder the devastating impact of the conquest, beyond the direct violence of warfare. European diseases, particularly smallpox, swept through the Aztec population, decimating communities that had no natural immunity. The death toll was catastrophic, weakening the empire from within, making it even more vulnerable. The very people who performed the rituals, who understood the calendars, who maintained the cosmic balance, were dying in droves. You can almost feel the chilling silence in once bustling streets, the pervasive grief as the very fabric of their society unraveled. Historians still debate the extent to which the average Aztec citizen understood the intricate theological and astronomical underpinnings of the daily calendrical rituals, versus simply following prescribed practices out of tradition, fear, or social obligation. You can almost hear the academic arguments, scholars poring over historical accounts, trying to discern the level of individual comprehension. Did every farmer and artisan deeply grasp the complex interplay of the Tanalpahuali signs and their divine associations? Or did they simply perform the required offerings and observe the taboos because it was what was expected, what was safe, and what had always been done? The answer, you realize, is likely a spectrum, with priests and nobles possessing a deeper understanding, while the general populace focused on adherence to tradition. You can imagine a heated discussion between two ethnographers, one emphasizing the deep spiritual knowledge of the common people, the other highlighting the role of rote observance. With the destruction of temples and the suppression of indigenous religions, the elaborate calendar ritual ceased. No more new fire ceremonies on Huixactlan, no more daily offerings to the sun god, no more meticulously timed agricultural festivals. The priests, once revered cosmic engineers, were persecuted, their knowledge deemed heresy. The intricate dance of the Tonalpahuali and Siupahuali was replaced by the rigid, linear march of the Julian and Gregorian calendars, imposed by the conquerors. You understand that this wasn't just a change in religion. It was a fundamental shift in their relationship with time, with the cosmos, and with their own existence. You ponder the sheer variety of daily offerings. These weren't always grand, dramatic sacrifices. Often, they were simple, yet meaningful. Axe-burning copal incense, offering a few drops of one's own blood from earlobes or tongues, not major arteries. Remember, presenting flowers, or leaving small amounts of food at household altars. You can almost smell the sweet, resinous smoke of copal rising into the air. A constant aroma in Aztec cities, a daily prayer made visible. It was a continuous conversation with the divine, a constant affirmation of their dependence on the gods. Consider the psychological disorientation. For generations, every aspect of their lives had been governed by the calendars, by the constant need to appease the gods and maintain cosmic balance. Now, that framework was gone. The sun still rose, but not because of their sacrifices. The corn still grew, but not because of their calendrically timed rituals. The universe, once a terrifying but knowable entity, became indifferent, or worse, hostile. You can almost feel the profound sense of loss, the existential void left by the dismantling of their entire worldview. It's like losing your sense of direction, your purpose, your very reason for being. Consider the role of the household altar. Every home, from the humblest dwelling to the grandest palace, would have a small shrine dedicated to household deities and ancestors. Here, daily offerings would be made by family members, often led by the head of the household. You can almost see a mother teaching her children the proper way to offer incense, instilling in them from a young age the importance of maintaining cosmic balance. These were intimate, personal rituals, woven into the fabric of everyday life. You might even find a grim humor in the ultimate irony. After centuries of meticulously working to prevent the end of the fifth sun, it didn't end in a cosmic cataclysm as they had feared, but through the arrival of bearded men with steel and cannons. All that effort, all that anxiety, all those sacrifices, and the world ended anyway, just not in the way they expected. Well, at least we didn't get eaten by jaguars. You might hear a defeated Aztec whisper. Just, conquered and infected. The concept of teotl, that dynamic, sacred energy you learned about earlier, was central to these daily practices. Every offering, every ritual, was designed to nourish the teotl, to keep it flowing smoothly, preventing stagnation or imbalance that could lead to cosmic disaster. You can almost feel the subtle energy exchange, the human effort contributing to the grand cosmic engine. It was a symbiotic relationship. Humans provided sustenance, and the gods provided the continuation of the world. The forced conversion to Christianity further cemented the erasure of their calendrical system. The Christian calendar, with its fixed holidays and linear progression towards a final judgment, offered no room for the cyclical, divinatory, and cosmically anxious worldview of the Aztecs. Their gods were demonized, their rituals forbidden, and their sacred knowledge systematically suppressed. You can almost feel the weight of the new religion, pressing down, erasing the old ways, replacing one set of cosmic rules with another. You might even find a humorous thought in the meticulousness of it all. Imagine an Aztec person running late for work. Oh no, I forgot to offer the proper incense for Three Monkey Day. The sun might explode and I really need this job to afford more copal. The daily grind had cosmic stakes. Despite the systematic destruction, fragments of the Aztec calendrical knowledge survived, often secretly passed down through generations, or subtly incorporated into new forms of expression. The Aztec sunstone, though buried, was eventually rediscovered, a powerful testament to a lost civilization and its profound understanding of time. Its silent presence today reminds us of the incredible intellectual and spiritual achievements of the Aztec people, and the tragic loss that accompanied the conquest. The Tonalpohualli also influenced daily decisions beyond just offerings. Certain days were considered auspicious for specific activities. A day associated with a jaguar might be good for warfare, while a day linked to flower might be ideal for artistic endeavors or feasts. People would consult diviners, or simply their own knowledge of the calendar, before embarking on important tasks. You wouldn't just decide to build a new house, you'd wait for the perfect calendrical alignment, ensuring divine favor. As you reflect on the end of the Aztec calendrical era, you understand that it was more than just the fall of an empire. It was the shattering of a worldview, the silencing of a cosmic clock, and the profound disruption of a people's relationship with time itself. Their obsession with calendars, born of a deep cosmic dread and a desperate desire for survival, ultimately proved unable to withstand the forces of a new, alien world. The echoes of their intricate calculations, their fervent prayers, and their unwavering belief in the power of time resonate through the ages, a haunting testament to the enduring human desire to impose order, to find meaning, and to survive in a vast, often terrifying universe, even when that universe decides to change the rules. The cumulative effect of these daily rituals, performed by millions across the empire, was immense. It was a collective act of cosmic maintenance, a continuous outpouring of human effort and devotion designed to keep the world from ending. Every flickering flame of copal, every drop of blood, every whispered prayer was a tiny thread in the vast tapestry of cosmic survival. You can almost feel the collective will, the shared purpose that bound the Aztec people together in their desperate quest for cosmic stability. You've journeyed through the terrifying cosmic anxieties of the Aztecs, felt the rhythmic pulse of their dual calendars, witnessed the desperate drama of the new fire ceremony, and stood in awe before the majestic sunstone. You've seen how every aspect of their lives, from the grandest sacrifices to the simplest planting of a seed, was meticulously guided by their profound obsession with time. Now, as the echoes of their ancient world fade, you can feel the quiet settling in, the gentle hum of the present moment. Even the architecture of Tenochtitlan reflected this daily ritualistic life. The Great Temple, or Templo Mayor, with its twin shrines to Huitzilopochtli, sun, war, and Tlaloc rain fertility, was the focal point for many major calendrical ceremonies. But smaller temples and shrines dotted the city, each hosting its own daily rituals. You can almost hear the constant murmur of activity, the rhythmic sounds of devotion emanating from every corner of the city. The sun still rises, the seasons still turn, but the desperate pleas and elaborate rituals of the Aztecs are long past. Yet, their story reminds us of humanity's enduring quest to understand our place in the vast, often terrifying cosmos. It reminds us that time is not just a linear progression, but a profound cyclical force that shapes our lives, our beliefs, and our very existence. The fear of the world ending, the desire to impose order, the need to connect with something larger than ourselves. These are not just ancient anxieties. They are universal human experiences, echoing through the millennia, connecting us to those who came before. So, as you drift off, let the quiet understanding of their cosmic dance lull you into a peaceful slumber, knowing that for tonight, at least, the sun will rise again. As you reflect on the daily rituals and offerings, you understand that they were not just quaint customs. They were the very heartbeat of Aztec existence, a relentless, meticulous effort to maintain the delicate balance of a terrifyingly fragile universe. Every single day was a battle, a negotiation, a desperate plea to the gods to keep the fifth sun shining. The echoes of burning incense, whispered prayers, and the constant hum of cosmic anxiety resonate through the ages, a testament to the enduring human desire to impose order, to find meaning, and to survive in a vast, often terrifying universe. You've witnessed the tireless daily efforts, the constant offerings, and the meticulous adherence to calendrical demands that permeated Aztec life. You understand their profound cosmic anxiety, their desperate need to keep the fifth sun alive. But now, you must confront the most challenging and often misunderstood aspect of their ritualistic obsession: human sacrifice. For the Aztecs, this wasn't an act of cruelty for cruelty's sake. It was the ultimate, most potent offering, a grim necessity to fuel the universe and stave off the terrifying void.